the organizer about the impact she hopes to make. Let's hear from the women.
So WOWI is a great initiative, and I believe that a lot of youths here, a lot of young girls have been able to get inspired by we who have remained in it and are tenacious at it and still going at it. So
I think the event has been really useful. It's illustrated some things that you know, but has really made you focus on things that are important.
It's very important to bring women together. Unfortunately, for some reason, women haven't done such a great job of networking amongst themselves and showcasing their own success stories. So I think this conference is doing an excellent job of doing that.
With regards to women entrepreneurs in Africa, we have a lot of cultural barriers when it comes to entrepreneurship, and unfortunately what the wider society doesn't seem to realize is that, like they always say, when you train a woman, you train like the nation.
From the speakers that I've seen so far this morning and this afternoon, the main message that has spoken to me, or I'm taking home with me, or that I want to share, through the New African Woman magazine, is that women can.
Generally, our businesses start small, which is fine, but we must dream about the future that we want to create and be as specific as we dare to be about our dream, where the shop will be, where the office will be, how many clients we want, what kind of service we want to provide. I think that helps us plan.
A lot has been said about the speakers at WOWI. Well, here is an insight into the life of one.
These are custom prints. These prints in particular were used for our last collection at the Arise Fashion Week. We can see we have a crepe silk here. And of course, this is our first Ankara print. This was designed by myself and a graphic designer.
As one of the first to popularize the art of embellishing the Ankara fabric, Lisa Folawiyo has made her mark in Nigeria's fashion industry.
For me, the goal was to take the Ankara fabric, apart from the fact that I love print. The fact is, we took this Ankara fabric and we retexturized it by the beading and the embellishment, the adorning, and creating ready-to-wear pieces and very cool pieces. I think that for me was probably, it was my goal, and to see that being desired by people wanting to associate with that, and seeing it even now that it seems like it has caught on and many other designers are doing the same thing. I think that Joe by Lisa did something great there. Yeah.
The owner of leading fashion brand Jewel by Lisa has a lot to say about her life, passion and family.
It's so funny because as much as I've always loved fashion, I've loved clothes. When I was younger, university days, they would always single me out because of the way I dressed. Maybe there was something in there, but I never related it to me ever being in the fashion industry or being a designer, But my mom was saying to me that her mother, which I don't know how I was not aware of this fact, was a dressmaker and used to make bed linen and things like that, and she used to make beautiful clothes, and my aunt as well. So maybe somewhere it was in there.
If you ask me, now who I go ask, no matter where we see.
I mean, I think that from the start it was of course my passion that fueled what I did, and has, I guess, brought me to where I am, because you have to keep your passion alive, don't you? But I started very humbly, still work very humbly. I started out of my home I worked out of my home as a designer. I would create my pieces. I was able to hire tailors quickly enough, and we were able to come up with design. Thank God that I maybe have some sort of innate design ability because I am not formally trained at all. And so I was able to create pieces that women could respond to positively, and women wanted to wear, and things that I love. I used to be a lawyer, and at some point while I was practicing law, I had made out a list of the things I wanted to achieve in my life, and number 3 on the list was to have a say in the fashion industry in Nigeria, and Joe Balisa was never in my mind. Joe Balisa didn't start until 2 years after, and I forgot the whole list. So I think that there was something innately divinely put within me to be able to dabble in this, and I'm here to stay, I guess. It's been very tough because we know that even in Nigeria, the challenges as a designer that you're faced with every day. I don't mean the general challenges, but every day. If it's not power today, it's just your staff, being notorious for one thing or another, or it's even the political situation of the economy. It affects business, the world, every type of business, every scale of business. The availability of even resources, materials, quality materials, So we're faced with this every day. Always put family first. Sometimes it's hard because Joe Balisa, I always say, is my 3rd baby. So I have to think, do I put the first one, the second one, or the 3rd one first? But no, I think that if you know what's most important, then I think that it's easier to juggle things.
Mandela visited for the 2nd time former South African President Nelson Mandela, who remains in a critical condition after being admitted more than 2 weeks ago with a lung infection. President Jacob Zuma's office said doctors were doing their best to ensure the recovery, well-being and comfort of the 94-year-old anti-apartheid leader who became South Africa's first black leader in the historic all-race elections in 1994. Madiba, as he is affectionately known, is revered among most of South Africa's 53 million people as the architect of the transition to multiracial democracy after 3 centuries of white domination. However, this latest hospitalization, his 4th in 6 months, has reinforced a realization that the father of the post-apartheid would not be around forever. Mandela stepped down in 1999 after one 5-year term in office. Nigerian beauty brand House of Tara International launched a book called House of Tara 100 Voices in an exclusive event in the country's commercial city, Lagos. The book was a compilation of different inspiring stories, 100 in all, of the House of Tara beauty representatives. The purpose, according to the CEO of the company, Tara Fela Durotoye, is to empower young women to be enterprising.
The 100 Voices project, I hope that it will continue to raise the voices of people who are underrepresented and help them to inspire others to do more. We need to find our talents, we need to discover our talents, we need to apply our talents and create value from our talents. When we create value, people will exchange it for cash, and that is one way to be empowered.
The young Nigerians who had their stories captured in the book say what this experience means to them and how they have risen against all odds.
I just got into the university and I didn't have enough money to cater for myself, to go through school. And going through school these days, you really need a lot. But because of the House of Tara project, I was able to register, I was able to sell products, I became a makeup artist, and I saw myself through school.
boldness. It has transformed me. It has helped me to know where I'm going in life.
The stories were selected by some of Nigeria's leading women from a pool of thousands of stories sent in by the numerous beauty representatives. One of the women who selected the stories, Funke Bokno Bruthe, speaks about how difficult it was to narrow down the list to just 100.
Because every story I read was as inspiring as the next one. I mean, it was like every story was more inspiring than the other. It was really tough, but we just had to choose,
Actress Angelina Jolie urged the UN Security Council to make dealing with war zone rape a top priority, as she shared stories of survivors she has met, including a Congolese mother whose 5-year-old daughter was raped outside a police station. The Oscar winner, who is a special envoy for the UN Refugee Agency, told the council that it must shoulder its responsibility and provide leadership.
That it is a crime to rape young children is not something I imagine anyone in this room would not be able to agree on. The rights and wrongs of this issue are straightforward, and the actions that need to be taken have been identified. What is needed is political will, and that is what is being asked of your countries today.
Jolie, who has visited refugee camps around the world, said that while there were hundreds of thousands of survivors of sexual violence, there had only been a handful of prosecutions because the world had not made the issue a priority. After Jolie spoke, the 15-member Security Council unanimously adopted a resolution recognizing that rape can exacerbate conflicts and impede the restoration of peace and security. And in sports, Serena Williams launched a charm offensive as she sought to calm the storm surrounding her comments on the rape victim and fellow tennis player. The comment made in a New York magazine on a high-profile teenage rape case in Ohio and her Russian rival Maria Sharapova's relationship with a Bulgarian player has attracted a lot of attention in the country.
When the article came out, I immediately reached out. One of the first things I did was reach out to the family. But not only that, I made it a point to reach out to Maria as well, because she was inadvertently brought into a situation by assumptions made by the reporter.
Williams appeared to assign blame to a 16-year-old rape victim for being drunk in the magazine interview. Despite the controversy, Williams said she would love to meet Sharapova in the final, saying their rivalry was good for the women's game.
The WOWI experience has been worthwhile, with a resounding effect on the women. So Africa, watch out as more female entrepreneurs emerge. We've come to the end of the show, but before we leave, let's inspire you with these quotes. We'd like to hear from you. Like our Facebook page, A Woman's World TVC News, or follow us at TVC Women's World. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to tune in next time. I am Bumi Obano.